Spain, a country that enchants the world for its passion, history, and beauty. Millions of visitors flock to big cities every year. But the authentic essence of this nation lies here, in its charming villages. These rural gems offer a unique experience. The serenity of the past, far from the modern hectic pace. In these narrow streets, you'll savor true Spanish cuisine. You'll experience centuries-old traditions. You'll discover artistic treasures hidden from mass tourism. Welcome to the beating heart of Spain, where history blends with the present, where every square tells a forgotten story. Spain has over 8,000 municipalities, each with its own history and unique features. Usually, big cities like Barcelona or Madrid attract millions of tourists. That's why today we'll skip all the crowded destinations to show you lesser-known villages, often overlooked, but where the true heart of Spain beats. Let's begin. Mijas. Nestled in the Andalusian mountains, it's a mosaic of tradition and modernity. Its streets, once traversed only by donkeys, now welcome visitors from all over the world. Whitewashed walls contrast with pots of red geraniums, creating a unique visual harmony. The Plaza de Toros, one of the few circular bullrings in Spain, stands as a witness to a centuries-old culture. In the artisan workshops, expert hands still craft wicker and ceramics. As evening falls, and even at lunchtime, restaurants come to life, skillfully blending local and international flavors, reflecting the cosmopolitan nature of this pueblo blanco. Peñíscola. Emerging from the Mediterranean Sea like a rocky island, it enchants with its unmistakable silhouette. The castle of Papaluna, perched on top, dominates the landscape, blending history and legend. The narrow streets of the historic center wind uphill, revealing charming glimpses of the deep blue sea. Ancient defensive walls embrace the village, and on the golden beach connecting the citadel to the mainland, we find all the vitality of the town among colorful umbrellas and laughter. The harbor restaurants are almost always lively, offering freshly caught seafood delicacies. This village is not just a place, but an experience that blends sea, history, and culture in an indissoluble embrace, where past and present dance in perfect harmony. Sóller. Hidden in a citrus valley of the Serra de Tramuntana, Sóller is a modernist gem nestled in the heart of Mallorca. The main square bustles with life around the majestic church, whose facade is the work of a Gaudí pupil, challenging the eye with its sinuous forms. The Art Nouveau palaces tell the story of prosperity brought by the citrus trade. A few kilometers away, Port de Sóller, with its colorful boats gently bobbing in the horseshoe-shaped bay, invites a contemplative pause. This characteristic natural harbor is connected to Sóller by a charming tram, offering visitors a unique way to travel between the two locations. While Sóller retains the charm of the inland with its narrow streets in the historic center, winding between centuries-old buildings, revealing small craft shops and intimate outdoor cafes, Port de Sóller offers beautiful beaches, fish restaurants, and a lively seaside atmosphere. Tossa de Mar. Situated on the sparkling Costa Brava, Tossa de Mar is a rare gem, famous for its fine, sandy beaches and crystal-clear waters. But it is its historic center, surrounded by ancient medieval walls and dominated by an imposing castle, that truly captures the essence of the village. Walking through the winding alleys of this ancient part, one immerses oneself in an atmosphere of the past, where every corner reveals a piece of history. The narrow cobblestone streets are lined with white houses adorned with geraniums at the windows, and small restaurants offering delicious cuisine. Moreover, stone staircases lead to surprising viewpoints overlooking the coast, offering beautiful panoramic views of the Mediterranean. The combination of art, history, and nature makes Tossa de Mar an ideal place for those seeking an escape from routine, a place where one can explore art galleries, ancient churches, and panoramic terraces overlooking the Mediterranean. Altea. Positioned on the Costa Blanca, Altea is renowned for its whitewashed homes that shine under the Spanish sun, offering an intriguing contrast with the Mediterranean Sea. The village streets are a weave of stone alleys and flower-decorated staircases, where every corner reveals characteristic views or unique pieces of art. Beyond being a haven of tranquility, it is also a vibrant cultural center, with art galleries, craft shops, and restaurants serving the authentic flavors of the region. History enthusiasts will also find churches and monuments, while nature lovers can enjoy the serene beaches and hikes in the nearby hills. Alquézar. Perched on a rocky spur, it overlooks the Vero River Gorge like a stone guardian. Its winding streets, paved with time-worn cobblestones, lead to beautiful views of the Sierra de Guara. The village, with its well-preserved medieval architecture, offers a true cultural journey, while the stone houses, with their wrought iron balconies and light brown facades, tell stories of past generations. Small hidden squares suddenly open up, offering quiet spaces for contemplative breaks. Alquézar is also a perfect starting point for exploring the surrounding nature, with trails winding through rural landscapes. The contrast between the robust defensive walls and the well-tended gardens creates a unique atmosphere, where the strength of the past blends with the gentleness of the present. Valldemossa. Perched among the mountains of the Serra de Tramuntana, it almost looks like an impressionist painting. Its narrow streets, flanked by stone houses with green shutters, are fragrant with flowers and freshly baked bread. The Charter House, a former Carthusian monastery, dominates the landscape with its imposing presence, reminiscent of Chopin and George Sand's stay, where they found inspiration. In the terraced gardens, we find century-old olive trees, while from the main square, alleys branch out like a labyrinth, inviting tourists to get lost among craft shops and hidden cafes. Finally, the panorama that unfolds from the village terraces offers idyllic views of the valley below and the distant sea, offering moments of pure contemplation. Mojácar. Dazzling white against the blue Andalusian sky, this village stands like a mirage on the hill. Its cubic houses, piled on top of each other, create a labyrinth of shaded alleys, where the echo of footsteps resonates between ancient walls. From the new square, the beating heart of the village, the view extends to the Mediterranean Sea, creating a wonderful contrast between mountain and sea. Local traditions are manifested in colorful festivals and artisan markets, while flowery balconies and small squares offer characteristic corners, perfect for a relaxing break, or to capture the essence of the village with a photograph. Here, Moorish architecture blends harmoniously with more modern elements, creating a fascinating contrast that explains the rich history of the place through the centuries. Castellfollit de la Roca. Clinging to the edge of a basalt cliff, this tiny Catalan village defies gravity. Its dark stone houses seem to merge with the volcanic rock, creating a unique profile that stands out against the blue sky. Just a kilometer long and 50 meters wide, this village is a miracle of architecture and nature. Its narrow streets, some barely a meter wide, offer dizzying views of the valley below and the Fluvia and Torinel rivers that surround it. The Church of San Salvador, with its bell tower that seems to emerge directly from the rock, is the focal point of the village. Despite its small size, Castellfollit bustles with life, with bars and restaurants offering authentic Catalan cuisine. Frigiliana. Among the mountains of Andalusia, this Pueblo Blanco is a labyrinth of narrow alleys and whitewashed houses that climb the hill like a living nativity scene. Every corner of the village tells a story, from the mosaics that narrate the Moorish rebellion to the colorful doors decorated with geranium pots. The pedestrian heart of the village invites you to get lost among steep staircases and hidden squares, where the scent of jasmine mingles with the aroma of local sweet wine. Moreover, from the Mirador de la Cruz, the view stretches to the Mediterranean, creating a unique contrast between the white of the village and the blue of the sea. It's certainly a place where the art of slow living manifests itself in outdoor cafes and artisan shops, offering an authentic taste of the Andalusian soul. Santillana del Mar. This village in Cantabria is often described as one of the most beautiful in all of Spain. With its cobblestone streets and heraldic houses standing along impeccably preserved roads, Santillana del Mar seems like a scene preserved straight from the Middle Ages. At the center of the village, the Collegiate Church of Santa Juliana, a jewel of Romanesque art, stands majestic with its richly decorated cloister, testifying to the artistic and spiritual grandeur of the past. The town is famous not only for its architectural beauty, but also for the nearby Altamira, known for its prehistoric painted caves. The combination of history, culture, architecture, and natural beauty makes this village a must-visit destination for anyone wishing to connect with Europe's past in a setting of rare beauty. Zahara de la Sierra. Suspended between sky and earth, this village emerges as a white vision against the blue backdrop of the artificial lake that bears its name. Dominated by the Torre del Homenaje, remnant of the ancient Moorish castle, the town clings to the rock in an almost miraculous balance. Its steep and winding streets, a labyrinth of whitewash and flowers, lead to surprising panoramic viewpoints. The Church of Santa Maria de la Mesa, with its sober elegance, watches over the main square, where elders gather in the shade of orange trees. In spring, the air fills with the scent of almond blossoms, while in autumn, the golden leaves of the surrounding woods create a beautiful contrast with the white houses. The main viewpoint offers a dizzying view of the canyon below, reminding of the primordial force of nature that shaped this landscape and made the village a natural balcony over the most authentic Andalusia. Trujillo. Perched on a hill in Extremadura, it stands on the horizon like a medieval vision. The Plaza Mayor, the beating heart of the city, is a stage of history where equestrian statues of local conquistadors stand proud among Renaissance palaces. The castle, of Arab origin, dominates the skyline, offering beautiful panoramas of the surrounding plain. In the narrow alleys, noble houses with heraldic coats of arms describe past glories and riches from the New World. During the Cheese and Wine Festival, the city comes alive with flavors and traditions, celebrating local products in a triumph of taste. Trujillo is not just a journey into the Middle Ages, but an immersion in an authentic and little-known Spain. Besalú. A jewel of Catalonia, which captures attention with its impressive fortified bridge crossing the Fluvia River. This historic village is a silent witness to past eras, with a heritage reflecting its importance during the Middle Ages. The streets of Besalú are a stone labyrinth, leading through arches, colonnades, and remnants of synagogues that tell the story of a once thriving Jewish community. Every corner of the village is an invitation to explore further, discovering artifacts and architectures rich in coexistence and change. Tarifa. The southernmost point of continental Europe, this Andalusian town is a crossroads of cultures where Europe and Africa gaze at each other. Its endless beaches, caressed by constant winds, are a paradise for surfers and kite surfers from around the world. The historic center, with its medieval walls and winding streets, tells centuries of Moorish and Christian history. At sunset, the beach cafes come alive, offering a unique spectacle as the sun dips into the sea with Africa on the horizon. Tarifa is not just about sports and history, but a place where the energy of wind and sea blend with the warmth of Andalusian hospitality, creating a unique and unforgettable atmosphere. Combarro. Overlooking the Ria de Pontevedra, it's a very characteristic fishing village. The seafaring houses alternate with horios, ancient granaries on stilts that dot the waterfront like stone sentinels. Walking through the narrow alleys, one encounters stone crucifixes, testament to the deep Galician spirituality. The port, with its colorful boats, still tells stories of sea and fishing, while in the upper part of the village, the Church of San Roque offers a much-appreciated panoramic view. Fresh seafood, served in local taverns, is a triumph of flavors that completes the sensory experience of this authentic corner of Galicia, where tradition and sea merge. Lastres. Perched on a hill that plunges into the Atlantic, it defies gravity with its steep streets. This Asturian village preserves intact its maritime charm. Houses cascade down in a flow of red roofs towards the port, where colorful boats gently bob. In hidden squares, the scent of cider mingles with the salty air, and sea tales are passed down from generation to generation. From the viewpoint, the gaze spans from the Sierra del Sueve to the Cantabrian Sea, offering postcard-worthy panoramas, while the lighthouse, a solitary sentinel, still guides fishermen home today. Finally, the nearby Jurassic Museum reveals an even more ancient past, when dinosaurs walked these coasts. Potes. Among the majestic peaks of the Picos de Europa in Cantabria, Potes stands out as a historic jewel, a crossroads of cultures where the medieval and Moorish influences intertwine perfectly. Characterized by stone bridges and period towers, this village is a vibrant center for lovers of history and nature. Local markets animate the streets of the center, displaying typical products such as pecan cheese and honey from the surrounding mountains. The waters of the Diva River enrich the landscape, making the village an ideal starting point for hiking or trekking adventures along the trails that wind through the valleys and high peaks. Ronda. Perched on a majestic cliff and divided by the deep El Tallo Gorge, Ronda is a gem of Andalusia, enchanting with its unique landscape and historic architecture. The famous Puente Nuevo, bridging the two parts of the city, offers spectacular views of the canyon below and the surrounding mountains. Moreover, walking through the streets of Ronda is like traveling through time, with each road recounting medieval eras, Moorish conquests, and cultural renaissances. Visitors can explore ancient fortresses, noble palaces, and museums rich in art and local history, or relax in the many bars with panoramic views. Vejer de la Frontera. Dazzling white against the blue Andalusian sky, it rises on a hill like a beacon of culture and history. Its labyrinthine streets, a legacy of the Moorish era, hide shaded squares and flowery patios. The castle, witness to conflicts and coexistence, offers panoramic views that extend to the Atlantic. The Sager Arch, an ancient city gate, invites a journey through time. Plaza de España, with its frog fountain and outdoor cafes, pulses with local life. In hidden restaurants, the flavors of Andalusian cuisine mix with North African influences, creating a unique fusion. Vejer de la Frontera is a microcosm of Andalusia, where past and present coexist and reinforce each other. Deia. Nestled between the Tramontana Mountains and the Mediterranean Sea, this Spanish village is a paradise for artists and dreamers. Its ochre-colored houses, with green shutters and blooming bougainvillea, create a picture of rare beauty that has inspired poets and painters for generations. The Church of San Juan Bautista, with its sea-facing cemetery, offers a beautiful view of the rugged coastline. Deia is not just aesthetics, but also a place where culture pulses in art galleries, impromptu concerts, and lively conversations in outdoor cafes. The small cove, accessible through a panoramic path, is a hidden gem, where crystal-clear waters invite a refreshing swim. As evening falls, lights come on, and jazz music wafts from the terraces, revealing the village's bohemian soul. Carmona. The Roman walls of this village stand proud, witnesses to over 2,000 years of history. This Andalusian gem, perched on a hill, dominates the surrounding plain with majestic elegance. Walking through its paved streets, you breathe a unique atmosphere. The Puerta de Sevilla, an imposing city gate, welcomes visitors, leading them on a journey through the ages. Renaissance palaces alternate with Baroque churches, while flowery patios hide behind ancient doors. The Alcázar del Rey Don Pedro, with its Moorish gardens, offers a magnificent view of the countryside, while underground surprises are not lacking, with the Roman necropolis and its tombs carved into the rock, revealing the secrets of a remote past. Chinchón. In the heart of the community of Madrid, a short distance from the capital, Chinchón reveals its soul, welcoming tourists to the Plaza Mayor, a natural amphitheater surrounded by wooden balconies and irregular arches. This square, the setting for bullfights and markets for centuries, still pulses with local life today. Climbing towards the castle, the alleys narrow, offering unexpected views of the surrounding countryside. The aroma of anise, a typical product of the area, permeates the air, inviting a tasting in the ancient cellars. The ancient noble houses, with their coats of arms and imposing doors, tell of a glorious past and influential families that have shaped the history of the village. It's certainly a place where time flows slowly, allowing tourists to experience the authentic atmosphere of a Castilian village, far from the chaos of modern life. Hondarribia. This Basque village is positioned on the coast, overlooking France across the Bay of Txingudi. With its fortified walls, colorful houses with flowered balconies, and stone streets, Hondarribia is a perfect blend of history, culture, and natural beauty. The village is also famous for its cuisine, with a range of Michelin-starred restaurants and traditional taverns where one can taste authentic Basque dishes. The vibrant cultural scene manifests in festivals and celebrations, which come to life in the squares and along the docks, making the village a magical place where tradition and modernity coexist in perfect harmony. Mojarras. In the heart of the Sierra de Francia, Mojarras surprises with its open-air art gallery. The facades of the houses host hundreds of portraits, a living memory of past inhabitants. This unique project transforms the village into a living museum, where each face tells a story. The narrow stone streets lead to shaded squares, where centuries-old fountains murmur ancient legends. The traditional architecture, with wooden balconies and elaborate cornices, testifies to the skill of local craftsmen, and the Church of Nuestra Señora de las Nieves, with its imposing bell tower, watches over the village. In the surroundings, country paths invite you to explore chestnut and oak woods, completing an experience that stimulates reflections on identity and collective memory. Pals. Hidden on a hill in the Catalan Empordà, it's a perfectly preserved medieval bastion that dominates the plain to the Mediterranean. Its golden stone walls enclose a labyrinth of stone alleys, Gothic arches, and hidden squares. The Torre de las Horas, the only remnant of the castle, stands proud, offering a panoramic view that spans from the Pyrenees to the Medes Islands. The stone houses, many of which date back to the 15th and 16th centuries, have been carefully restored, preserving their historical charm and offering an authentic glimpse into medieval Catalan life. Moreover, while strolling through the center, visitors can admire flower-adorned balconies, artisan workshops, and small cafes tucked away in the most picturesque corners of this medieval gem. Setenil de las Bodegas. Unique in its kind, Setenil de las Bodegas challenges architectural conventions by being built directly under huge rock boulders, which serve as natural roofs for many of its houses. This Andalusian village is famous not only for its unusual configuration, but also for the liveliness of its market, where local products such as chorizo, honey, and olive oil are displayed. Walking through the streets of Setenil, one feels a strong sense of community and tradition, with narrow, shaded alleys offering shelter from the hot Spanish sun, and a welcoming atmosphere that invites exploration of every corner. Baeza. Nestled on a hill in Andalusia, it's a history book entirely made of stone. Its streets, flanked by Renaissance palaces and Baroque churches, show centuries of splendor. The cathedral, a jewel of Spanish Renaissance architecture, stands majestic in Plaza de Santa Maria. While walking through the center, one encounters ancient fountains and finely decorated portals, silent witnesses to a glorious past. Here, you can breathe the atmosphere of the Siglo de Oro, the golden age of Spanish culture. The university, one of the oldest in Andalusia, adds a touch of youthful vibrancy to the city. At sunset, the golden light caresses the sandstone facades, transforming this village into a living painting. Roca. Surrounded by imposing medieval walls, it stands as an open-air history book in the province of Zaragoza. Its monumental gates invite a journey into the past through different eras. Walking along Calle Mayor, the main artery, Renaissance palaces, mudéjar churches, and noble houses with heraldic coats of arms follow one another. The Collegiate Church of Santa Maria houses priceless artistic treasures, including a Baroque organ that still resonates during summer concerts, while the towers of the Church of San Juan stand against the sky, offering a unique panorama of the valley below. Finally, the local gastronomy, with its cheeses and hams, completes a sensory journey that's absolutely worth experiencing. Cudillero. Nestled between the green hills of Asturias and the blue sea, Cudillero is a rustic fishing village where colorful homes seem to climb the slopes, creating a vibrant natural amphitheater. Life here revolves around the harbor, where fishermen daily return with their sea harvest, ready to be transformed into culinary delights, reflecting the village's maritime tradition. Strolling through Cudillero, one can feel both the call of the sea and the tranquility in the narrow streets, discovering hidden corners and terraces with views of the sunset. The local culture is also expressed through festivals and events that celebrate the maritime identity and local history, making every visit an authentic experience. Bárcena Mayor. Hidden in the green heart of Cantabria, it looks like a village out of a fairy tale. Its stone and wood houses, with flower-filled balconies and slate roofs, line cobblestone streets that seem to have known no passing of time. Here, the silence is broken only by the murmur of the Argoza River and the singing of birds. The village, considered the oldest in Cantabria, offers a dive into traditional Spanish rural life, with several tourist attractions. Among the main ones, there's the possibility to explore ancient barns transformed into museums, or taste cheeses and smoked meats in centuries-old taverns, or simply walk in the surrounding woods. In autumn, when the leaves turn red and gold, Bárcena Mayor transforms into an impressionist painting. It's not just a place to visit, but an experience that awakens the senses and reconciles with nature. Pedraza. Located a short distance from Madrid, Pedraza is one of Spain's best-preserved fortified towns, a true dive into the medieval past. Entering this village through its sole medieval gate is like crossing the threshold into another era, where cobbled streets and stately squares tell ancient stories. The noble houses with their heraldic coats of arms and wrought iron balconies testify to the wealth and historical importance of this Castilian town. It is characterized by a peaceful atmosphere and a castle overlooking the village, which offers a panoramic view of the surrounding countryside. The Church of San Juan, with its Romanesque bell tower, dominates the Plaza Mayor, the beating heart of the village, where tourists can immerse themselves in the authentic daily life of this perfectly preserved medieval gem. Albarracín. Surrounded by a landscape that seems lifted from a painting, Albarracín nestles in the hills of Aragon, offering an extraordinary example of a well-preserved medieval village. Its ancient walls and towers dominate the landscape, enveloping tourists in a sensation of time travel. The narrow cobbled streets wind between terracotta-colored stone buildings, with flowered balconies and small squares that invite moments of rest. The serenity of this village is palpable, ideal for those looking to escape the noise of modern life and immerse in an atmosphere from another time. Cadaqués. Positioned on the shores of Catalonia, Cadaqués is a harbor that has historically attracted artists like Salvador Dalí, who found inspiration in its maritime landscapes and picturesque architecture. With its narrow, winding streets, white-painted houses with blue accents, and an art scene that is still palpable, Cadaqués is an escape from the daily chaos, offering tranquility and inspiration. Its isolated location on Cap de Creus makes it an ideal place for those seeking peace, with secluded beaches and sea views that change color at sunset, offering moments of pure natural beauty and serenity. Alcalá del Júcar. Located in the province of Albacete, it is renowned for its spectacular river scenery and houses carved directly into the hillside rock. This charming village also stands out for its imposing castle that dominates the landscape and the stone bridges that cross the Júcar River. The village streets wind through an intricate labyrinth of passages and steps, offering panoramic views of the river and surrounding valleys. Visitors can also explore the numerous inhabited caves, enjoy a dip in the crystal-clear waters of the river, or sit in one of the many outdoor cafes to savor local specialties in an idyllic setting.